Hi, welcome to StaminaGuide.com. My name's John, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how I went from lasting under a few minutes in bed to consistently lasting 20 to 30 minutes longer in bed. Now, if you're already happy with the amount of time you can last pleasuring your woman and yourself, then stop watching now. But if you are looking for a way to last longer during sex, then I'm about to show you exactly how in the next few minutes. Before we go any further, I want you to know that I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this video up, so make sure you pay close attention because it might not be here if you come back later. If you're currently in a relationship where you're struggling with your stamina and finding it hard to have long enough pleasurable sex with your woman, just like I was, I want you to understand right now you're not alone, and I know exactly how it feels. That embarrassing feeling of when you're both looking at each other, getting intimate, and the temperature is getting hot. Your heart's racing to go, and before you know it, you're done. The agony and shame it brings to any man having to deal with this situation is the same. And every time it happens, you feel less and less of a man in front of your woman. You can tell she isn't happy, and anything she says or does after that moment just makes you feel smaller and smaller inside. After years of suffering myself in a broken marriage, I decided I wasn't going to put up with this embarrassment anymore because I knew the issue with my stamina had to be solved. I knew my woman wasn't happy, and I knew I wasn't happy. It made things difficult overall in our marriage, and that happy atmosphere just wasn't there anymore. Now, it's important that you understand that low levels of stamina and premature ejaculation affect a large percentage of men at any point in their lives in marriages, and often it can last for a few weeks to a few years, sometimes forever if not dealt with. The worst part is, most men never spot the early signs and end up making things worse for themselves and their relationship, just like I did. The good news is that today I'm going to give you the chance to end the suffering by discovering the methods I found after my years of pain of dealing with my poor stamina during sex. And what I'm about to share with you works regardless if you're married, single, young, or old, and it doesn't even matter if you're a woman watching this for your partner because everything in this video can be applied almost instantly and you can have longer lasting, enjoyable sex tonight with these methods that are proven to work for 99% of men. But before you can last longer, you need to understand what exactly is causing the issue. And that's simple because it can be broken down to the following 4 areas. Psychological, the biggest problem of all. The premature ejaculation circle. The mental pressures we face in day-to-day life has the biggest impact. Ever feel like this just isn't getting better? Combine this with some out-of-tune muscles, and you have disaster. This counts for over 50% of men affected. Sexual experience. In most cases, it's the lack of, or better yet, simply knowing why you ejaculate and how to control the sensitivity. Most men never think of sex as an action that you control. Once you understand how to, you can free yourself from the psychological trap. Ever done any weight training or resistance training? If it's too intense for you and you feel too weak to control it, then you have your answer. This counts for over 30% of men affected. Physical dysfunction. Although it's responsible for causing more cases than the biological reasons, your body is more likely to be out of tune rather than dysfunction. This counts for around 15% of men affected. And a very small amount of men suffer from biological problems because your body can react in different ways, and sometimes if you have an infection or other similar problems, this can cause premature ejaculation. This counts for less than 5% of men affected. Now, here is the good news. If you're one of the 95% of men where your issue is being caused by psychological, sexual experience, and or by physical dysfunction, then you have every reason to be excited. Why? Because you're literally minutes away from being able to last 20 to 30 minutes longer. And that's a fact because as of last week alone, I had over 1,800 positive feedbacks from guys who thanked me for sharing with them the same exact method I discovered to last longer in bed almost instantly. And believe me, if it worked for me and the thousands of other guys I've managed to help, then I'm confident it will work for you too. I was a regular guy. I had a very normal life and nothing really special or different about me. I was just a plain old regular guy. And then a couple of years into my marriage, I noticed my stamina got worse and worse. And thinking back now, I was in denial. I was in denial so bad that I only realized that I had a problem when I literally started to come within seconds during intercourse. And even then, I thought it wasn't a big problem. But only when I found my wife cheating on me with her colleague from work, the so-called funny guy, I faced reality. For the first time in my life, I had let myself down. The problem started with not being able to please my woman. And women like sex. But more than sex, it's the emotional intimacy they want and need. And because I had allowed my denial of the fact I had an issue blind myself into thinking everything was okay in our relationship and that my wife was truly happy was my downfall. Our relationship ended. And I couldn't even bring myself to have sex with a woman after that. I simply shielded away from it because I knew I couldn't forever. So I promised myself that I would do whatever it takes to overcome my problem before considering starting a new relationship. I spent the best part of 18 months buying everything possible online, in the shops from so-called specialists. I even thought about surgery. But after spending over $10,000 of my hard-earned money, nothing worked for me. I tried all the pills, creams, locations, drinks possible. You name it, I tried it, but it just didn't work. All I wanted was to be able to last the so-called magic 20 minutes that it takes for a woman to reach an orgasm, so I could get my self-confidence and dignity back. In the end, after countless hours of research, appointments with doctors, and all the other experts that said they could help me, nothing worked. And just when I was going to give up, I met retired Dr. Richard Covey. I met him by mistake in pure luck. Dr. Covey was visiting a local clinic to collect some papers, and we ended up waiting for 45 minutes in the waiting area for the staff to arrive. It was then when we got to chatting and I asked him what kind of doctor he was, and that's when he told me he was a sex therapist who helped men overcome sexual performance issues. Now, I had met doctors before that claimed to be experts in this area, but this time it was different. Dr. Covey was nearly 70 years old, had a lifetime experience behind him, and he was a really nice guy who was willing to listen, and most importantly, he offered to help me with my issue. By this point, I was ready to pay thousands just for something that worked and put an end to my misery. He refused. He felt for me after telling him the thousands I had already spent on various other so-called fixes. We met the following day, and this is what we did. And pay close attention. I'll show you exactly how also. Ending premature ejaculation is like everything in life. Easy if you know how. Let me break it down into simple steps you can follow. Step 1, controlling your mind. Do you remember ever having a wet dream? Exactly. Emotional thoughts have the power to make you ejaculate without even having sex. They can also stop you ejaculating during sex. You'll find out how in a moment. Step 2, sexual control. During sex, you know what makes you orgasm the most. Once you work out what that is, all you need to do is strengthen those physical muscles, leading to the premature ejaculation, and almost instantly, you will be able to double your stamina there and then. Before you know it, you'll be controlling when you ejaculate. Step 3, controlling sensitivity. If intensity wasn't a part of having sex, then it wouldn't be the same. Understanding when to allow the sensitivity to reach its peak is crucial, not just to stop ejaculation, but to also enjoy sex to the fullest. Knowing how to be more intense at the right time is an amazing skill, not just for you, but for her too. Now just imagine if you could do one of the above steps. How much of a difference would it make? You're going to learn how to master all 3 steps and see the improvements immediately. Let me explain this in more detail for you so you can end the suffering too. We'll start with controlling your thoughts. Nothing to be worried about. You don't need to brainwash yourself or spend hours building a routine. All you have to do is find out what makes you ejaculate and learn the other key factors that cause premature ejaculation. Once you work this out, it's a home run. Remember the first time you drove a car? You most likely thought about everything you were doing actively. Chances are now you are a natural behind the wheel. Most men have no idea or understanding of the fact your body needs to learn how to behave, and unfortunately, some men think that by simply not thinking about it, you won't ejaculate. Well, we all tried that one before. Without knowing how to exactly control the key things that cause you to ejaculate prematurely, how can you control ejaculation? You can't. The most important thing you need to be reassured about is when you learn and teach your body and stop the triggers that cause premature ejaculation, you will be totally in control. Soon enough, you'll see how powerful this method really is. Then, sexual control, which isn't just about ejaculation. The single biggest mistake people make is thinking to stop premature ejaculation is to hold it in. Your body is made up from millions of nerves and chemical processes that control the buildup of that intense rush you feel when you ejaculate and also that coming down feeling you have after. Sexual control is about knowing how your sexual thoughts and actions build up chemical imbalance to a point where there is too much of one key hormone, and at that point, the body releases at its peak, or better known as ejaculation. Think about it. Have you ever had something with too much salt or even too much sugar? It's as simple as knowing when the build is coming and balance it out before it's too much. I'll explain how food can either delay your ejaculation or make your premature ejaculation worse. Once you have that sexual control, you'll be able to control your ejaculation in no way like before. Lastly, ending the oversensitivity problem. Having mind control and sexual control is enough to get your stamina where you want, but taking care of the oversensitivity problem is the complete cure. With these three key areas that cause premature ejaculation under control, you're set free. Think about it. When you use a computer, you use your eyes, hands, and thoughts to decide what to do and when to do it. Your reproductive system is exactly the same. It needs to be told what to do and when to do it. And the factors that control it is your mind, muscles, and chemical balance. Most of the cures fail because of the fact that they only focus on the muscle-building factor and pay no importance or attention to the mental and chemical factors involved in causing premature ejaculation. In fact, the worst thing that can happen is that you exercise the wrong muscles, which cause you to ejaculate even sooner. Who would want to take that risk? Dealing with oversensitivity is simple if you understand how. I'll show you exactly what to do and how to do it without worrying about making things even worse. All you need to know is what exactly is causing the premature ejaculation and deal with the causes step by step. Chances are if you don't do anything, it will only get worse. How you can make premature ejaculation worse. If you've been suffering then, like me, you most probably tried everything promising to fix the problem. I tried all the sprays, creams, pills, holding methods, and more. You name it, I tried it. Do those things work? Nope. I hated all the methods. At best, they only helped slightly, and some so-called cures only made the problem worse. I was just shocked when Dr. Covey told me about the amount of guys that made premature ejaculation worse by doing the so-called fix the wrong way. In fact, they even ended up weakening their bladders. I didn't want to be an odd guy using all kinds of weird ways to try and last an extra minute in bed. All I wanted to be was normal, have a normal life and normal sex. Finally, I found something that worked. It was during my time spent with Dr. Covey and my own researching, I discovered this powerful method. I was shocked at the improvement literally overnight. I was lasting longer instantly. And I'm not talking about lasting seconds longer, minutes. 10 full minutes longer. It was amazing. I finally felt like a real man again. We continued our sessions, and within 2 weeks, I was lasting over 30 minutes during sex. I was so excited by what I found. I had found a real cure to premature ejaculation, something that I knew thousands of guys were looking for. I just had to see if this worked for others, so I posted an advert on a popular forum online and asked Dr. Covey if he could do exactly the same with Andrew, who was suffering for years. During his younger years, Andrew said he was okay in the bedroom, but not great. Over time, his stamina got worse and worse. Before he knew it, he was ejaculating even before penetration. I thought lasting less than a minute was bad. He had been taking many different pills, creams, sprays, even antidepressants because he was told it will reduce the sensitivity. He didn't even care about the side effects. His life was in that much misery caused by premature ejaculation. In fact, he even felt like he didn't want to get back into a relationship again because his last girlfriend left him over his problem. He really was on a downward spiral. Can you imagine going through the emotional turmoil all within a few months with nothing working at all? Andrew was desperate. He wanted to get his life back on track and be a normal guy again. So I promised to share with him the steps that I had discovered in order to help him get back to being a regular guy. And this is what we did. Like anything, if you understand what's causing the problem, you can better address the issue. So we spent some time speaking about the reasons and what, more importantly, was causing his severe ejaculation problems. After he clearly understood the reasons and also understood some of the key triggers that cause premature ejaculation, he felt more aware and more in control by simply understanding that. I then shared with him the few key steps and methods that he could try. He promised to try these and work on the steps over the next few days, and we agreed to speak again in a week. A week later, the moment we started speaking, I knew something was up. I had never seen a guy this excited. He couldn't stop thanking me and said, "John, thank you. My life has changed." After months and months of trying to solve his problem, Andrew told me he lasted 12 minutes last night. Not just 12 minutes including foreplay, 12 minutes of pure penetration. Now, if you're suffering, then you know firsthand what it means to last even a minute longer in bed, let alone an extra 11. Andrew didn't stop there. When we met again 3 weeks later, he was a changed man. He was more confident and assertive. He took a pause and said in a proud voice, "Last night, I lasted over an hour in bed with my girlfriend." And he then said, "Last night, I felt like a whole new man all over again." It was at that point I realized what a discovery I had made and how I could help thousands of men all over the world in the pain and suffering of premature ejaculation. After I shared these methods and steps with more guys suffering, the more powerful this solution became, with each guy seeing results within a matter of days, if not hours. Going through all the pain and endless hours of searching, I also realized there was nothing out there that helped us guys deal with the problem in totality. I'm talking about everything, not just the physical stamina or just the mind control on its own. So, I decided to make a guide that would give guys suffering everything from start to end. Every step, every method, you name it, every effective method of curing premature ejaculation that I had discovered. Introducing the Stamina Guide, the complete step-by-step system to last longer, 20 to 30 minutes longer in bed. Your permanent solution to end the suffering. End premature ejaculation 100% naturally and last longer in bed tonight. Forget the pills, creams, and sprays that don't even work. Build your stamina permanently and end the pain regardless of how severe your premature ejaculation problem is. Simple step-by-step plan to understand and cure yourself easily without any complicated methods, showing you how to build your stamina. It doesn't matter if you have just started to suffer from premature ejaculation or if it is something that has been troubling you for years. The solution has the ability to end your suffering almost instantly. Most guys notice the difference straight away after reading the guide. Read what another guy suffering from PE had to say after trying the guide. "I was stunned that very night. I lasted over 20 minutes. My problem started over a couple of years ago, and it was a very bad case. On a good day, I could only last about 30 seconds. On a bad day, even the slightest touch would make me ejaculate. I found your guide after a recommendation from a friend, in fact, a marriage counselor. Me and my wife were about to get a divorce, and my PE was the root of it all. I have to tell you, Steve, your guide saved my marriage. Just after reading your steps and the control method to deal with my sensitivity, I was stunned. That very night, I lasted over 20 minutes in bed. My wife just couldn't believe it. She was crying and apologizing for even considering a divorce. My life was saved along with my marriage. I would strongly recommend your methods to anyone who just can't stop the premature ejaculation before it's too late. Thank you, and God bless. Robert W., Miami, Florida, USA. Robert's story is just one of hundreds I receive. His experience and success of using the methods is amazing itself. It's just one example of many on how the Stamina Guide has helped men around the world end their suffering. As we continue, you'll have a chance to read some more powerful improvements in people's lives this guide has really made. This simple step-by-step approach is designed to help you have almost instant results. These are just some of the things covered in the guide. A simple, easy-to-follow plan that will guide you step by step, showing you how to end premature ejaculation once and for all. How you can grow and build your penis muscles so that you can control your ejaculation, start seeing results within days. Powerful techniques that will make your erection stronger and harder for longer. Be able to have sex for hours after learning this special sexual control method that will let you ejaculate and be ready for another round straight away. Learn why all the other methods don't work and in fact make your problems 10 times worse. Find out how to make her scream with this sexual tease that will not only increase your sexual arousal but also will make your orgasm to the fullest. The simple mistake guys make when trying to last longer in bed that causes you to ejaculate even faster. Which 3 things instantly make premature ejaculation worse and how to make sure they never get in your way. Breathtaking methods that you can start doing straight away that will instantly increase your stamina and make you last longer tonight. And much, much more. Imagine how this would feel. You're there with the lady you want to be with. And you're fully confident, charming, and happy knowing your problem is over. Imagine in a few moments you could start downloading the step-by-step guide and be on your way to ending your suffering. What would it mean to you if you could last just that much extra today and last that much more tomorrow and the day after? Just thinking of the thoughts, knowing in 24 hours you will be lasting longer than before, and in 5 days you will be lasting even longer. All before you know it, your premature ejaculation problem will be a problem of the past, and you will be 100% lasting longer in bed and normal again. You can make it happen if you want to. Step by step, all the way. The reasons why this is the most effective solution to premature ejaculation ever is because you'll have full control over your stamina. You don't need to worry about any sprays or creams controlling your ejaculation. It will be your choice when you want to finish. It will be your choice. That's right. Just imagine with this powerful self-control and increased stamina, how it will make not just you, but also your ladies feel. It doesn't matter if you're in a longer-term relationship or just casual. She will notice the new improved you instantly. You see, the premature ejaculation isn't just the only problem. In fact, it's the least. Your self-confidence, self-esteem, happiness, all are influenced by this one problem. And I know how low my confidence was with women. Sex was the last thing on my mind. Imagine being able to speak to any woman with confidence, knowing you'll last longer than her in bed and have her thinking how amazing you are. Very soon, those days of being a letdown will be of the past, and you'll be a man in control. The Stamina Guide will teach you everything to get you where you want to be. Have a look at what is also inside. How to control the sexual muscles in order to have full control and block the sudden rush. This simple technique allows you to last longer instantly. A simple, powerful way to make you last longer than your woman every time without doing anything odd. The perfect way to keep women asking for more. Understanding how the sexual chemical balance works and the factors that influence it, such as certain foods and exercises. The biggest mistake men make when trying to last longer in bed, when in fact all they end up doing is weakening the same muscles they need to tone. How to use special sexual positions to build up the rush over a slower period of time, whilst giving your lady the time of her life. The multiple male orgasm. There are a few. Most men don't even know about them or even had them, and I'll show you how to have all of them. Your partner will think you're some kind of sex god. How you can control the ejaculation triggers that most men don't even know exist. They have no idea at all. But as soon as you find out when and where to control them, you'll be glad you found them. The real reason why most men find it impossible to outlast their partners during sex and what you can do about it. Simple relaxation methods that will let you go for longer straight away. How to lower a woman's threshold for orgasm so she always comes before you. How to last longer instantly. 10 secret methods that will get you lasting longer tonight. That's no joke. You can make your lovemaking last longer straight away today. That's just a small amount of what's inside the Stamina Guide. Think about it. What would you do just to be able to do some of the things mentioned in the guide? I know how much it meant to me. I want you to know that you too can have full control of your life and end the suffering just like thousands of other men have with this step-by-step guide. Just imagine you're able to last longer in bed, and even better, you'll be able to last longer than your partner. Let me tell you, it's a great feeling, and you will feel the difference instantly once you know how to use the methods. You'll be lasting as long as you want, ending the pain and pleasing any woman. You're right, this really is what you've been looking for. If your PE is anything like what my suffering was, then you too know the pain and embarrassment that it causes. The pain and even shame of explaining to a woman that you have a sexual problem, which itself is humiliating like nothing else. Women may say it's okay, but really deep down you know, and they know it isn't. Honestly, which woman would turn down a man that can please her to her wildest dreams? The worst thing ever is premature ejaculation, but what's even worse is losing your woman because of it. It's just terrible, the thought, how the one thing that's meant to give you the most pleasure and build a family is the same thing that can destroy you as a man if you don't fix the problem. It's terrifying, even the thought. But it's okay, soon you will be back to being and living a normal life. So think about this instead. You've just met a new woman at the bar, or maybe even at work. She's a real stunner, a head turner, but you've got the confidence to give her the wildest night of her life in the bedroom because you know exactly what makes a woman orgasm multiple times. You're done with worrying or even explaining some lame-ass excuse about your PE. So you get her home, even better, you got her into bed. You gave her the night of her life. After you're done, there's no embarrassment, shame, or worrying. Just a hot girl in your bed, thinking about the amazing time you have just given her with the glow to show it. You'll have her melting at the thought of you, and don't be surprised if she wants a relationship with you. If you've ever wanted to know how those guys have women chasing them, well, this is it. Once you can perform and rock a woman's world, then you'll have the control that you always wanted. Sure, this sounds perfect, and I too didn't believe I could go from such a weak man during sex to this. Have a look at what these guys had to say. I saw the improvements instantly. After downloading the Stamina Guide, I read the step-by-step methods and put the last longer tonight technique to the test. I have to say I was shocked by the results. I went from being able to last only for a couple of minutes to just over 9 minutes that night. The simple method stunned me. It was such a relief to finally find something that worked. I saw the improvements instantly. Over the next couple of weeks, I continued to use the methods, and I loved the step-by-step approach. I'm now in my 3rd week, and I can have intercourse for over 27 minutes. The best part is, every time I have sex now, I'm lasting longer, and my girlfriend is just over the moon with the new me. W. Nelson, Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. My wife was stunned. I have been suffering for so long, and I just had to get this problem fixed any way I could. I had tried everything, including the pills. The moment I tried your methods, I knew this was the it. I tried my first step on Monday, and by Thursday, I was lasting 5 times longer in bed. My wife was stunned. Our sex life had been really poor and was just getting worse. Within 2 weeks, my stamina was just astonishing, and I can last over 24 minutes in bed, and my wife just loves it. Gordon P., Richmond, Virginia, USA. You saved our marriage. Dear John, I want to thank you personally for making this guide. I know the suffering firsthand, and my marriage has been on the rocks for some months now. The main problem was our sex life. I couldn't even hold on long enough to get it in without ejaculating. Your guide, and in fact, you've saved our marriage. I now have sex for over 30 minutes, and it's just getting better and better every time. Thank you for this life-changing guide. Dennis T., Carson City, Nevada. What you can expect from your Stamina Guide. You'll last longer tonight. It's a terrible fact that the average guy can only last 2 to 6 minutes. And that's for men without premature ejaculation. Once you've gone through my step-by-step training, you can expect to go for at least 20 minutes intercourse, no problem. But my clients go on to be able to make love for an hour once they learn the steps. You'll develop a bigger, harder, longer-lasting erection. It's no secret that women prefer it if you're bigger and stronger in that area. and they're certainly going to prefer it when you're still hard enough to go again straight after. You'll experience life-changing permanent results. We've talked about how much of a difference this can make, but you have to understand that it's permanent. It's not some quick temporary fix, like a spray or pill. This will end the suffering once and for all. You'll have an advantage over other men. No more will you worry about ex-boyfriend's performance or how long they lasted in bed or how much satisfaction they gave to her. You'll be the one to remember in every relationship you have. Can you imagine what it's like to have every single woman say, "That was the best I've ever had"? Instantly add 10 to 20 minutes to your performance tonight. It can take time to cure your problem permanently, usually no more than a few weeks. So I've also included a whole bunch of methods you can use to make you last longer right now. They're safe, easy, and literally work right now. So if you're done with the suffering, pain, and humiliation of premature ejaculation and want to put it to end once and for all, then you have your solution right here, right now. If you want to have hot, satisfying sex every time with your woman and last as long as you want, improvement seen instantly after putting the methods to use, doesn't matter how bad your premature ejaculation is, you'll see improvement straight away. Sex without the embarrassment of premature ejaculation and not being able to please women. Then you've found the solution that you've been looking for. This is exactly what I need to end my problem. But how much is it going to cost me? If you're suffering from premature ejaculation in any way whatsoever, then you know how painful it is, and you also know how much of a difference the Stamina Guide will make in your life. Think about it for a moment. Instead of thinking of the cost, which is nowhere near expensive, think about how much this will improve your life. Imagine the changes, the improvements, the better sex life. No more embarrassment, shame, awkward moments, or worrying about having sex. End of the day, sex is meant to be fun, exciting, intimate, and passionate, isn't it? Picture this, you'll last as long as you want in bed, you can be ready to go again time after time. And that's exactly how you'll be once you've used these steps. You won't have to worry about what women are thinking about you or even saying about you to their friends. I too know how hard it is trying to explain to your partner that you have a problem and won't be able to satisfy her needs. That can be over soon for you. In a few moments, you can download the step-by-step guide. I'll be honest with you. I know how bad my suffering was, and I know I would have done anything and even paid anything to get rid of it. If someone offered to end my problem and suffering, I would have paid even a few $1,000s for it. End of the day, all the doctors and specialist fees start building up real fast if you think about it. The good news is that this guide doesn't even cost a fraction of that. In fact, you're going to be shocked at the extremely low price. If you go ahead and buy the Stamina Guide right now, you'll get it at the reduced special price of $97. Keep watching for an even special price below. I'm 100% convinced that these methods will work for you. They work for me and thousands of other men suffering from premature ejaculation. I'm sure it will be the same for you undoubtedly. Because I've seen the results firsthand and so have other guys, I'm willing to offer these methods to you risk-free. That means if you don't see any improvement whatsoever, I'll refund you 100% of your money. I'll make this the most valued purchase ever for you. You can download it now and put it to the test. I want you to try the methods and experience the increase in stamina and better sex you get along with the improved stamina. Watch how your sex sessions last longer and longer, time after time, knowing that this step-by-step approach works every time for you. I'm so confident this will work for you that if it doesn't, I'll refund your money 100% straight away. That's right, straight away, no questions asked. You don't even need to explain why you want a refund. Yes, sir, I'm so confident it will work for you that if it doesn't, I'll refund you straight away. This guarantee is official and there's no questions asked. If you want your money back, just email me. No conditions, no catches or questions. In fact, if it doesn't work, I'll refund you and still work with you to help fix your problem for free. So take advantage, knowing that you will improve your stamina and end the suffering in a very short period of time, or your money back 100%. You can be on your way right now to ending your problem. This is what you get. The Stamina Guide is the cream of the crop. It has helped thousands of men worldwide and is proven to show you improvements in ending your premature ejaculation problems within days, not weeks. This guide is made for men with any degree of suffering and is detailed enough for you to even help others with the same problem. Easy to read and easy to follow, it is divided into sections that will help you understand, deal, and end the suffering once and for all. You will no longer have problems once you have this guide. The Hot Bedroom Sex Guide is exactly that. Most men who suffer from PE have had their confidence knocked, just like how I did. I found that by helping guys get back on track with these simple secrets will not only drive your partner wild, it will also give you the boosting confidence we all need when it comes down to the bedroom. You will be able to not only last longer in bed, but also be able to give your partner multiple orgasms all the time. This really helps men get back on track and exceed the average guy when it comes to the bedroom fun. Simple, easy tips designed to get the fire back in your sex life. Your free lifetime membership to all updates. Since the great success of the Stamina Guide, I have spent a lot of time researching and understanding various men's issues, and will be adding a selection of guides to help men further in their lives with various issues we all get at some stage. Any upgrades to the current guides and new guides will be made available to you free of charge. I mentioned earlier a special price for this solution, and I wasn't joking. You may be sitting there thinking this life-changing solution is going to cost me the earth, but I can promise you for something that is completely life-changing, this is nowhere near expensive. If you go ahead and download your copy of the Stamina Guide right now, you can have it for just $47. Yes, that's right, just $47 on off payment and nothing ever again. No catches, nothing. A real life-changing solution that people would pay thousands for. You don't need to think twice. Getting your hands on a copy of the Stamina Guide ebook is fast and easy. Nothing will ever appear on your bank statement or credit card showing Stamina Guide or any other related terms. For your privacy, it will only show as clickbank.com, the world's trusted internet payment solution. Click below to download your copy now and get instant download after payment. Come on, let's be honest with each other. $47 isn't a lot when you think about what you're about to end. I'm talking about the embarrassment and suffering of premature ejaculation. What else could you do with $47 that will make such a big improvement and difference to your life and also your partner's? Go out for a couple of drinks with your buddies? Take your lady to the cinema? Buy a new pair of Levi's? But you know what? At the end of the day, you will still be suffering from the terrible embarrassment of premature ejaculation. Or you could go ahead right now and make a difference in your life and end the pain and suffering that you currently have. That's right, you can be on your way to ending the premature ejaculation just in a few minutes. So what would you rather choose to do? Drinks, cinema, or a night out that just lasts for a few hours? Or would you rather change and improve your life forever and also improve your partner's life too? Sex is meant to be pleasurable and fun. You can make it that way. Go ahead, order now, and start having the life you want. Right now, you are faced with two decisions. You can either go on suffering with premature ejaculation, keep on letting your woman down every time, night after night, constantly have that embarrassing feeling and painful thought when you prematurely ejaculate. Carry on putting more strain on your happiness in life, and that too of your partner's. Risk losing your loved ones because you simply can't give her what she wants. Or you could choose to make the right decision and improve your life from right this minute onwards. Download the Stamina Guide and start fixing your problems straight away. You'll be a changed man that can please his partner whenever he wants. You'll be able to have sex for as long as she wants and have the confidence to do this with any woman. Thousands of men have already ended their suffering with the Stamina Guide. You need to decide if you want to end the suffering too or not. Only you can make that decision. Download the Stamina Guide now by clicking the button below. Look, this is exactly what you need if you have any degree of premature ejaculation. Your endless searching for a solution stops here. Stamina Guide could help you starting from today, and you will be on your way to a much more happier life. Just for a minute, let's look at this from another view. What if I do nothing? If you're still watching this, then you need to understand this condition will ruin your relationship. Do you really want to be caught in a trap that just gets worse and worse? If you suffer from this condition or still in any doubt, then I'm afraid you're running away from the brutal facts. You will not get better without the help of Stamina Guide. You will continue to be embarrassed and ashamed of your constant letdown. You will have trouble building new relationships because you know deep down how bad the problem really is. Do you really want to get to a stage where you can't even look yourself in the mirror because you're so ashamed of this devastating condition? Your male self-respect is at risk when you start reaching the breaking point. If you're ready to end the pain of this terrible condition, then get your copy now. You're going to see firsthand how you can end this just like thousands of other men have to your new, improved life. Thanks for listening,